Our first speaker tonight is Jim Barber. Jim is considering entering the International Speech Contest next year. And tonight, he is trying out a new speech to see how well it works, presenting a very rough draft on his speech titled, The Greatest Secret. Please help me welcome ATM Gold, Jim Barber! Yay!
Yowza, yowza, yowza! Gather round, my friends, and cast your eyes upon the stage, because what you see is the mysteries of the world. Mr. Contest Master, my fellow Toastmasters, our most welcome guests. This was magic time. This was going to the country carnival. Something I looked forward to the entire year. I was 5 years old. My mother took my little sister, and they went off to see the craft show. I had no interest in that, but fortunately neither did my father. We went to the sideshow. My father wanted to see the hoochie coochie girls. I didn't quite see the attraction in looking at women in bathing suits, but he seemed to enjoy it. I was entranced for some reason with the Carnival Barker, because I just loved to listen to him talk. Yowza, 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 my fellow Toastmasters, gather round and look upon the stage. Cast your eyes and see, because what you see is what you get. Those simple words stuck with me. For many times, I did not know really why that was the case. But that phrase stuck with me. What you see is what you get. As I grew up, I began to discover that it could be taken another way than probably the way the Carnival Barker meant it. What you see with your mind's eye is what you bring into your life. What you see is what you get. Now, this is not a new idea. Several thousand years ago, someone wrote in the book of Proverbs in the Bible, "As a man thinketh, so shall he be." But in more modern times, Dr. Norman Vincent Peale, the great philosopher, said, "Change your thoughts, and you change your world." Again, what you think forms your world. I actually found a case in high school where that occurred. Now, in high school, I was not the magnificent physical specimen that you see now. I was a late bloomer. I was the shortest kid in my class, and that included the girls. I mean, I literally looked up to everybody. I was scrawny, I was unathletic, and I didn't like it. I wanted to be on a team. So my junior year, I couldn't do football. They would have killed me. There was no way I could do basketball. I was about that tall. But I could do tennis. The only thing that was stopping me was I didn't know how to play tennis. But I wasn't going to let that stop me. I tried out for the tennis team. I was awful. I was lousy. But I figured I'm going to give it a shot. Now, our coach Wendell Howard had a kind heart. He hated to cut anybody. So he said, okay, if I can't cut people, I'll just wear them out. So he had us running laps, long laps. He had us doing push-ups. He had us doing all kinds of things that other people were doing it, and they were going, this just is not worth it. And so they dropped out. And so he narrowed it down to only the good players and me. Because I was determined to stay there, and I was going to try. And you know what happened? I did not win a single match the entire season. I did not win a single game the entire season. I was lousy. But I stayed with it. And at the sports conference, at the banquet at the end of the year, where they announced the MVPs and the champion players of all the different teams. Of course, they announced the MVP for tennis. It wasn't me. And they announced the person that won the most, the champion, and it was not, again, me. But then they announced a standing that I didn't even know that they had. Most improved player. And that one was me. And I got a standing ovation from the audience. Not having won a single game, not having won a single match, but I brought people to their feet because I saw it happening. And so it did. And so, my friends, the Carnival Barker had it right. Yowza, yowza, yowza. My fellow Toastmasters, what you see is what you get. Mr. Pastor.